Hello and welcome to the Suffen About Suffolk, a podcast where we deep dive into the county of Suffolk. Welcome to our very first Cabaret episode, showcasing the various talents of East Anglian residents. If you'd like to get involved in future Cabaret episodes showcasing your talent, email in at suffenaboutsuffolk@gmail.com to be featured. To kick this episode off, we have an original song composed by Suffen About Suffolk's resident band, the Silburys. The Silberys are a local band consisting of David, Martin, Scott and Diz. They play a fusion of folk, prog and acoustic rock, mixing multiple instruments, styles and tempos, blending a wide range of covers and original songs. This particular song is called Dunwich Bells and can be found on their CD, of which there are still copies available. For more information, head to their website www.thesilburys.com or find them on Twitter at SilburysThe.
Ancient high prosperity, Old Town medieval wealth, churches built for eternal health. Under the waves and far from view, skeleton spires sleep down below. Stirring now, roll on gone, chiming a chilling, even song. Hear the ringing, neath the North Sea swell. Churches keep on singing with the sound of the Dunwich bell. Merchantmen trading done, city slickers, that's one song. Acres passed and empires lost, prices paid in human cost. Tidal hiding, shingle shift, final fateful longshore drift. Slip falling to the waves, breakers flamed by Neptune's name. Still I hear the ringing, beneath the North Sea swell. Churches keep on singing with the sound of the Dunwich bell. To the future, fearful view, creeping ocean that man made stew, rising seas and shifting sands, Dunwich once our promised land. Swell. Churches keep on singing with the sound of the Dunwich bell. To the future, fearful view, creeping ocean that man-made stew, rising seas and shifting sands, Dunwich was our promised land. Still I hear the ringing, beneath the North Sea swell. Churches keep on singing with the sound of the Dunwich bell. Still I hear the ringing, beneath the North Sea swell. Churches keep on singing with the sound of the Dunwich bell.
Next up, Carl Spurling has put together some Suffolk sketches. We're kicking things off with Crime Appeal.
This week's Crimebusters tells the story of a savage daylight assault which police need your help with. It's the morning of June the 4th last year, and professional grave robber Mark Hart is taking a leisurely stroll down Sergeant's Lane, just outside Stowmarket.
I was merrily walking along, just minding my own business, and I just returned from a lucrative early morning grave robbery at the multi-storey cemetery about half a mile away, and I was having a pretty good day.
But all that was about to change.
Is that an owl? Then I saw this owl, and I thought, that's strange, and then I saw it was wearing a mask, and I knew then that something wasn't right.
Oh my groin!
Within seconds, the owl set upon Mark, pecking viciously at his face and groin.
Oh God!
For the safety of our actor, we've used a budgie in our reconstruction.
Take the seed!
I just remember saying, take the seed, because my pocket was filled with birdseed. I just presumed that's what he was after.
But the owl wasn't interested in the seed. He had targeted Mark for one reason alone.
Have some mice, please. Have some. Oh.
Well, I offered up a handful of dead mice, which were in my other pocket, and that's when he snatched the watch right off my wrist and made his getaway.
Oh, my blasted watch.
And it must have been an expensive watch, because it came from the grave of a very wealthy man.
Mark was lucky. Other owl robberies in the same area have seen whole gangs of owls armed with crossbows. If you have any information which could lead to an arrest, call Suffolk Crimebusters now.
So I'm joined now by Carl. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Ish.
As well as we can be, given the circumstances.
Exactly, yeah.
But you have been well enough to construct hilarious audio comedies. Is that, like, what do you call them? Like, what's your term for them?
I don't know, I guess little sketches. It's sort of, whatever I feel like making, I suppose. Yeah, sketches.
Sketches, yes. Sketches.
No sketches.
What's the difference between a skit and a sketch?
I always think of skit as being like more of an American term for like a, but then you never get a skit show, do you?
No, that's very true.
I guess it sounds too close to show.
Amazing. So is this something you've always been interested in doing? Or is it something that literally came about during lockdown?
No, yeah, I've done quite a few with it. It was more sort of like I remember, so I studied radio at university. I remember they always said that people aren't really too interested in your degree and more sort of hearing something that you can do, like little samples of your work. So it came out of that sort of after I'd left university, sending off little demos of things that I've done. Not much has come of that, but I still enjoy, making them and obviously sending them to Radio Suffolk and getting them played. And I've got something to put on my CV saying, here's what I've done radio-wise recently. And like I said, it's just, it's a bit of fun, really.
No, definitely. Who would you cite as your comedic influences?
Who do I rip off? Is that what you're asking?
Homage is the professional term.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I don't know, a lot of Steve Coogan, I guess.
Nice. Yes, I can feel that.
I'm trying to think. There's a thing called People Like Us that used to be on the radio years ago, and I sort of do things that are a little bit similar to that. A lot of old kind of Armando Iannucci radio stuff, but yeah, mainly Steve Coogan with the recent sort of character bits.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's very British comedy, which is the best comedy, obviously.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, when did BBC Upload start? I suppose I've been uploading stuff to that from the start. Really, but yeah, it's great that they do that at all, because I remember before that sending things to like production companies and the BBC, and you just never heard anything back. And obviously they've got a space for it because they're doing it now.
Yeah.
And you get quite a wide variety of stuff on there as well. And it doesn't have to all be audio. So it's good that there's a platform for little audio comedy like that at all, because like really there's not that much. I guess the only people doing audio comedy properly on the radio is Radio 4, and that's only like what one show a day, pretty much. But I guess a lot of it's moved into podcasts now. That's where all the audio comedy is.
Definitely. And there's so many podcasts out there because it's, it's much more freedom and you can swear and all of these lovely things that you're not allowed to do on local radio.
I'll let you into a secret. There's 2 versions, one set in Manchester. And that was sent to upload for BBC Radio Manchester before I moved. And then it's been in Suffolk from then onwards in a cynical attempt to get it played on
sneaky.
Mm.
Just like edit it in like, and here in the wonderful town of Suffolk.
Exactly. Yeah, keep it in the voiceover, and then you can got clean audio to just snip that out. But yeah, no, the most recent stuff that I've done though is kind of it's harder to edit. So that is just set. That's a BBC Radio Suffolk exclusive.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gifford, owner of the Martelshin Monoplex, the best independent cinema in the region. Why don't you come down and immerse yourself in our 1.0 mono sound, or enjoy our spectacular standard definition small screen viewing experience, if you can ignore the gaffer tape tear in the screen.
Plus, we've put in extra sound insulation, which almost muffles out the abattoir next door.
Any idea what you'd have to look forward to?
And Keith has almost got the knack of the projector here, so the sound and picture nearly match up.
Nearly.
Here's our listings for this weekend. Saturday, my sister's wedding video. I don't have anything to watch it on at home, so this is the only way I can see it. Sorry. Sunday, a blank screen all day. A rare chance to sit quietly and contemplate. So come down to the Martelshin Monoplex, situated right next to the abattoir and the regional drum testing centre.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't
I did I tried to do a podcast, but it took me months to make each episode, and it was so I only did 2, but it was like a spoof of community radio. And I set it in like a fake county, and that was a lot of coming up with like place names and stuff like this.
How did you find it? Was it tricky, or were you just like plucking things from thin air?
Yeah, I didn't find it too hard, but then I was doing a lot of research into where the etymology of names of places, even though it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, so this county used to have a salt mine in the 2nd century, so that means all the, have a witch at the end of the city, and then, but obviously,
nice.
But no one's gonna, pay any attention to that. But,
very Tolkien of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm supping a pipe as we speak. I could say that during this tough time, I think my comedy has brought the nation together.
You've healed the nation through your BBC uploads.
I don't think anyone has done more for the nation during this time than myself. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, people clap the NHS, but I have to be honest, I didn't clap, and I pretended the clap was for me, as would be
valid,
fair.
Yeah. No, agreed. I think you're absolutely right to sit in those opinions.
Yeah, and I think my comedy has the power to change the world.
So where can the people find you? Where are you hiding out online?
Well, I put most of my stuff, so my audio comedy and things are on SoundCloud. So if you search Carl Spurling on there, which is Spurling, you'll find that on soundcloud.com/Carl-Spurling/tracks. They don't make it easy, do they? But I've also got Twitter, and I put a lot of audio comedy and links to things on there. So I'm at C Spurling on there. That's the main ones.
Nice. Amazing. Yeah, and I will put all the links in the description below. So make sure to go check it out. And do you just keep uploading things to Radio Suffolk so we might be able to listen out for you often on Monday or Tuesdays uploads?
Yes, in fact, I've got a couple more things in the works. So yeah, hopefully I have something played on there soon. If it's good enough. They might think we're rubbish and not play it this time around.
No, I'm sure they will welcome you with open arms because they are very lovely over at BBC Radio Suffolk, especially the uploads team. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and having a chat.
No problem. It's nice to be on my favourite Suffolk-themed podcast.
I'll play you out with another one of your sketches.
I am just one of those people. I will call a spade a spade. Sometimes literally. I had to when I worked for Homebase. It was just part of the job.
Local talent agent Nigel Gooding has been managing acts performing in and around Suffolk full-time for the past 3 years.
She actually said that I was living in a fantasy world. Well, she won't be saying that when I'm managing the Rolling Stones, will she?
I joined him just as he secured a booking for troubled comedy duo, the Giggle Merchants.
Fantastic. No, thank you. Excellent. Right, I don't know if you heard that, but I got on a gig for tonight. It's an open mic night, so no real money involved, but still, bit of exposure for the lads. And not of the indecent variety, which I think is a positive change for them. And that's actually fine, because I don't work well within a team. Or on my own, actually.
On the drive over to the venue that evening, Nigel talked me through the kind of comedy the Giggle Merchants would be performing.
Well, they used to do classic gags, but I'll be honest with you, they were dire. So we tried to shake things up. We did topical satire instead for a while. That didn't work, which is a shame, because I thought they had some very fresh angles on Neil Kinnock. We've tried intellectual humour, but it was a little bit too intellectual. It's taking the audience so long to work out the jokes that by the time they did, they were laughing, but it was too late. The next act was on by then. So we've gone back to doing what they do best, classic gags. Right, well, here we are.
So what are you thinking at the minute? Have you got any concerns about this evening?
My only worry is the Giggle Merchant Juniors. They were a very big part of the act, and unfortunately, Keith has lost access. So, yeah, don't know how they're going to cope without them. But anyway, shall we go inside?
After an evening of high-quality local comedy, it was finally time for the Giggle Merchants to take to the stage.
Please welcome to the stage the Giggle Merchants. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Giggle Merchant 1.
And I'm Giggle Merchant 1. 2. And together we are...
The Giggle Merchants. I say, Giggle Merchant 1, 2. I hear your wife's gone on holiday.
No, mate, we cut all the wife stuff.
Right, why?
You know why. She took everything, mate.
Oh, mate.
She took everything.
Sorry, I forgot. We can just skip that one.
No, just do the gag.
No, mate, it's fine. We can just
do the gag.
All right, fine. Be like that. I say, Giggle Merchant 2. I hear your wife's gone on holiday.
That's right, Giggle Merchant 1. She's gone to a Caribbean island.
Jamaica?
No, she went of her own accord.
Right, nothing that got. And whose fault was that?
That is not...
So how do you think it's going?
Well, let's face it, they've got the start wrong. I just hope they don't get the slapstick routine at the end wrong, where they're dressed up as schoolgirls, bonk each other on the head with inflatable mallets. Because if they mess that up, they're just going to look silly.
Okay, fine. We will. We'll get through this. Right.
Following that evening's dismal performance, an argument breaks out in the green room, aka the men's toilets, over alleged mismanagement of the Giggle Merchant's career.
What have you actually done for us as our agent? That's actually worthwhile. Well, I got you that TV appearance a while back. That must count for something. Not that time Keith was on Crime Watch. Surely you can't. Still counts. It's still a TV appearance.
I was witness to a robbery.
Yeah, and you wasted that opportunity. All you had to do was say, oh yeah, the robbery was bad and all that, but, by the way, Giggle Merchant's performing tomorrow night at such and such a venue, £5 on the door, so get down.
I told you, I did, and they cut it out. Right. I've been over this.
I'm going to ask you this again. What have you actually done for us? What have you done for us? I got you that gig entertaining the troops. I admit there was a bit of an admin error, but...
the wrong troops. It was the enemy.
Yeah, admittedly... The Al-Qaeda were probably a very tough crowd, but a gig is a gig at the end of the day. Well, I'll admit, that hasn't gone well. The Giggle Merchants and I will be going our separate ways. They are going to try and make it big on their own. So, good luck with that. But thing is, if they do manage to get popular on their own, I've got 3 boxes of Giggle Merchant t-shirts, so, you know, I will be quite in. I mean, they're a bit damp, but, you know, I won't let that stop me. All I've got to do is wait for the restraining order to be lifted, get back into the garage, retrieve the boxes of shirts, and I will... Who am I kidding? It's never been lifted, is it? I'm never going to see those shirts again.
If you'd like to use this spot to advertise your local business or product, do get in touch. Today, this section is reserved for an exciting new podcast series found over on the Why This Film stream. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Emily.
How do you feel about doing a podcast series looking at the film career of Barbara Millicent Roberts?
I don't believe I know her. What kind of movie is she in?
Oh, well, the movies are full of action, adventure, strong female characters, important messages for children, literary adaptations, rotoscope, original musical numbers, and quite often some ballet. She currently has 38 titles to her name, with more on the way, including a live-action vehicle.
Well, that sounds really interesting.
In a Barbie World, coming soon to the Why This Film platform.
Wait, what? Barbie?
New episodes every Thursday.
Emily?
And finally, this episode, I am delighted to welcome back the terrified writer, aka Ann Hirst. You may recognise her from our roundtable review of The Dig in episodes 1 and 2, or from her one-woman play, Natters of Life and Death, performed at the Norwich Fringe Festival in March. Today she brings us the pilot for a new show, Little Pillock Parish News at Tea Time.
Good afternoon and welcome to your Parish News at Tea Time, live from Little Pillock. I'm Pam Sofa Brown. Our main stories today. Tensions rise ahead of the Bumfield village elections to see who will hold the code for the tennis club padlock for the next 12 months. In Greater Grumbling, the debate around where to place the grit bin continues. And finally, could bell ringing be the new TikTok? So who will hold the code for the Bumfield Tennis Club padlock for 2021-22? Voting starts tomorrow morning in the Bumfield Village Hall at 10 a.m. It finishes at 11 a.m. and the results are expected to be revealed at 12 noon. Tennis club official Julie Ham is offering an incentive of a cup of lemon barley water and a pink wafer to encourage villagers to give a monkeys. Current code holder and president of the club, which boasts 7 members, Geoffrey Plum, said he'd be happy to take on the responsibility for another year, but it's quite stressful, so he'd rather not. When asked about the club's ambitions, Plum said they were keen to recruit at least 1 more member, if only to even out the numbers and make a doubles tournament possible. The gritty grumbles in Greater Grumbling are still going on, can you believe? Thank you, Producer Simon, for that hilarious alliteration. Traditionally, the grit bin is located on the corner of the street and the lane, but residents of the Close aren't happy because they say the entrance to the Close is wider and smoother than the junction between the street and the lane and therefore more of a risk. All 16 members of Close Residents for Justice, a splinter group created by former members of the Greater Grumbling Neighbours and Friends, have been campaigning all winter to have the much-coveted grit bin relocated. Chair of Greater Grumbling Parish Council Susan Sayat says the village has made an application to get permission to apply for a second bin from the County Council and hopes the issue will be resolved by November 2023. And finally, the bell ringers of Wits End are trying to broaden their appeal to younger potential ringers by inviting youth people and young adults to come to the belfry and make funny videos to post on the social media platform TikTok. Head ringer Desmond Hardley said, "Bell ringing is immense fun and there's a lot of potential for creating amusing video footage," but he declined to go into further details. What we really want is for younger people to come along and have a little feel and a little pull and see what fun can be had with a bell and, who knows, Maybe they'll come back and take it up properly, he said. Well, Desmond, let's hope they can see the appeal. The weather, bit grey today. Traffic, very little traffic on the roads, but Eileen Dawson at Bridge Cottage here in Little Billock, you've left your lights on, love. I've been Pam Sofa Brown. This has been your parish news at tea time. We'll be back for the supper time news before bed, just after 8 p.m. Have a pleasant afternoon.
You can find Anne over at www.theterrifiedwriter.com and on Twitter at Ann Hirst, on Instagram at The Terrified Writer, and on YouTube. All links are in the description. This was the very first of our Cabaret episodes showcasing the talent of Suffolk, but there will be more, so if you'd like to get involved in future, email in to suffenaboutSuffolk@gmail.com. Suffen About Suffolk is on Facebook at Suffen About Suffolk, Twitter at Suffen Suffolk, Instagram at Suffen About Suffolk, and on YouTube. If you enjoy the podcast, you can head to ko-fi.com/Suffen About Suffolk and show your support for the price of a cup of coffee. All links are in the description. All the music you heard today was composed by the Silburys. You can follow them on Twitter at SilburysThe and hear more of their music at www.thesilburys.com. For now, thanks for listening. Mind how you go.